The World Economic Forum says if you've never considered the impact of artificial intelligence on your life, then 2023 was probably the year that changed that. AI has infiltrated conversations like never before, from jobs to skills and regulation to governance. And joining us now for more on that conversation and the future of jobs is Newzroom Afrika's business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa, who's live from the Swiss resort town of Davos. Thank you so much for talking to us, Xolani. And it seems that in a few years, it might be an artificially generated Xolani that I'm speaking to right now. Could you talk us through what leaders at the WEF are saying about the future of work and what it looks like?
Good evening, Ntokozo. Absolutely right. I was about to make that description and describe the fact that perhaps in a couple of years it won't be a human being standing here talking to you. It will be a computer-generated journalist on a superimposed background of a picture that has been taken, or moving pictures that have been taken of the World Economic Forum, and we will be covering this back home in Johannesburg. And that's the disruptive nature of artificial intelligence as we know it now. Come 2050, at least 75% of jobs will be disrupted. But it's not that far off, because the report actually says that even within the next 5 years, 60% of jobs will be disrupted. They will have to take on some form of digitization or artificial intelligence. It says that when it comes to the current scenario around the world, when it comes to business-related tasks, 66% are performed by human beings and the rest by machines, and that is rapidly changing. So it's something that is a big talking point here at the 54th World Economic Forum, where the MD, Sadia Zahidi, was addressing the delegates here, talking about this issue. And this is what she had to say about what governments, in terms of heads of state and civil society and businesses, must do in order to reskill people so that they don't lose their jobs.
At a very aggregate level, across all of that data, we find that the green transition is likely to be a positive. Yes, there will be jobs displaced, but many more will be created. So it's a net positive. When it comes to technology, the picture is a lot more mixed, and you'll hear more about that soon. Yes, a number of new roles will be created, but there will be roles displaced, because what technology can do now will disrupt many tasks within roles, but in some cases, entire jobs. And then finally, the economic outlook, the uncertainty that currently exists, the lack of new investment that currently exists, that's really what's disrupting that longer-term outlook, and is probably the biggest risk when it comes to creating a net negative outlook for the future of jobs. Now, as a whole, across those 673 million jobs that we looked at, there's a 23% churn. So about a quarter of all jobs will be affected. Slightly higher numbers that are declining, and slightly lower numbers that are increasing. But on the whole, we're looking at a picture where, roughly speaking, there will be almost the same number of jobs that will grow as the number of jobs that will decline.
So the jobs are actually changing as we know them. And the future of jobs report says that the world as we know it has changed because of the fragmentation that has been caused since the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. It's something that is quite important to note, that they are saying that geopolitically there is fragmentation when it comes to also health. Which is talking about what has happened since that COVID-19 pandemic, and when it comes to the wars that we are seeing. All those things have caused that fragmentation, that the collaboration that was there before is making things harder. So when it comes to jobs, a lot less jobs will be created going forward, and it's something that they are saying we must, as the global community, come together, because at the end of the day we might end up with half the world not being able to put food on the table because jobs are simply not available. Back to you in studio, Ntokozo.
Xolani, thank you so much for those insights, and of course those economists also unpacking just how AI will play out in both the already developed nations as well as developing economies. So definitely, as you said, their conversation to watch.